So, want to do another story time on the fall of Atlantis. Smoking at the same time. So roll one, spark one. Do what you gotta do. If you know, you know. But look, I want to do a story time on the fall of Atlantis. Everybody's always saying this and that, whoop-de-whoop about it. But at the end of the day, no one's really gonna tell the truth. Just gonna give you an idea, a little hint. It's just up to you to peep that shit out and break it down. So I'm only saying this because throughout history, the timeline, Europeans and the Spaniards, every time they went land to land, all is destroyed. Our info, our scrolls, tablets, etc. So when they were doing that, they were destroying so much, and some people are peeping that out. How United States was taken care of on the level, on like how it took over, that's another story time. But what I'm getting at is, every time someone came and destroyed our history, other tribes, they peeped that shit out and told themselves, while the men are fighting, because that's what happened. When they came, it wasn't this and that, whoop-de-woo, it came here with peace. Nah, they came here and told themselves, if anything ain't our color, it's a threat. So they did what they had to do. They just had to understand how we speak and how we move before they can attack. Because at the end of the day, they're visitors. This is our land. We got more of them. So they thought, how can we physically get rid of them without attacking? Wasting, sacrificing their men, So throughout time, they just did it with a virus and let us spread that shit out. So when they kept coming land to land, our people realized that shit and say, we're gonna fight. But their families not just waiting at their home, because they're peeping all that shit out. You got different scouts from different fucking tribes, different lands coming together and be like, hey, some shit's happening. So it's like when they keep seeing that, hearing that shit, and hearing that different tribes fucking got shut down, so the people that shut down like, damn, they killed their family as well. So some of the people the men will tell the family, hey, you gotta run to safety. So take what you can, but run to safety. So when they did that, some of the people took some information with them, took some tablets, scrolls, took ancient shit from that time and took it with them, because it couldn't take everything. It's just, when you're running on some shit like that, weight is everything, because too much weight will slow you down. That's the risk of getting killed. Lesser weight, can help you out. So when they did that, time to time, it's been passed down and passed down and passed down. It was never destroyed. A lot of shit was destroyed. So one of the tablets that was not destroyed was a tablet from a Mayan tribe. And they were giving you story. It has a lot of stories in there, but one of the stories that caught attention was the fall of Atlantis, which actually exists, but not on how it's being told. Being told by on a certain level. It's just up to you to peep that shit out. I'm in the woods right now, smoking, vibing with nature. I'm literally in the woods. I just don't want to kill the frame and show you. I'll show you in a little bit. So I gotta watch my, gotta stay. You know, you know. So one of the stories was saying about Atlantis, and it says Atlantis was falling. That's a fact. And when it was falling, like the king of Atlantis told his right hand man, he's like, look man, we're falling. You know, we're about shit's getting real. So I need you to do me a favor. He's like, what? He's like, go find me, get 3 teachers and make them 3 teachers each one do a mission for me. So he's like, okay, what's the mission? So he says to the first teacher, I need him to go to the people who are more advanced and well knowledge with life and life after death. So that teacher went to Egypt because they were the most advanced with that knowledge. And then he said to the second teacher, bring me the people who are more advanced with moving stones. So he went to Peru, to the Incas, because they were the most advanced on high levels and how to move heavy stones, like on a high level. So then he says, bring me the wise people for the third teacher. He's like, okay. So he went to the Mayans. So when he went to the Mayans, the third teacher, he's like, I need all y'all to do me a question because I need to find out what's your mission in the sacred land. So he tells them, I am the Lord of the sky, God of the clouds. So he tells them, all of y'all, look at this tree. You know, a big tree. You got flowers, big roots, big wood tree. You know, big tree. So he tells them, I want all y'all to meditate and look at the tree. And then do what you feel to the tree. So some people just stood there and looked at the tree. Some people went to the tree and grabbed some flowers from the tree. Some people went to the roots and heard the roots. Some people took wood off the tree. So he goes, okay. To those who took the flowers from the tree, you're gonna be the artist. To those who heard the roots of the tree, are gonna be the medicine people. To those who took the wood off the tree, are gonna be the warriors. And to those who just stood there and looked at the tree, are gonna be the prophets. So he told himself, I cannot make a decision on who to take, so I'm gonna take the whole Mayan people. That's why out of nowhere the Mayans disappeared just like that. You know, people say they were just an illusion. You know, they were just people who were created off of a conscience. So they were like spiritual people. See, story says that they needed the Incas to do them a field around Atlantis. You know, like a force field on a high level with stones. But if that failed, he needed the Egyptians because they were the most advanced on life and life after death. So he needed them just in case that failed to bring them back, which he needed the wise people as the prophets as reincarnation. So it's like he used them straight up. But hey, it is what it is, you know. So it's just like there's just so much information out there that's never been passed down, but it's there because they know something. They know they can't give it to a museum Because when you go to a museum, all you see is that. You know, but to some people, they'll peep that shit out and be like, man, you know, it's there for a reason. Because they already been like, man, we already did our work on it. We don't need it, so just show it. You know, take a couple shit off, you know, this and that, whoop-de-whoop, throw them off. But someone real is gonna be like, man, you took some shit off, this and that don't make sense. Let's say this, you know, they know what's up because they letting you see it. And they know they ain't the only people out there who's like, man, every time you find some shit, you gotta bring it. Bring it. Now, some people can decode that shit, like on a high level and be like, look what we can do with it. You know, that's why some of this shit's been passed down. Cause it's like, man, we don't need, the museum don't need some shit. Like, they're just like the biggest, like, thieves, you know, they're so gangster. They're like, man, we're gonna show y'all what we stealing. So it's just like, most people don't peep that shit out. They just see what they want to see. But it's like, nah. So it's just a story that when that shit happened, a fall of Atlantis was actually happened. One of the Mayan people just wrote about it. You know, there's so much stories out there that's a lot of people was writing. You know, it's just a lot of shit was burned. Have you ever heard of the saying of how they was burning books so people wouldn't know how to read? In reality, that's I'll vouch for that, but to a certain extent, because there is a saying real knowledge is heard, it's never read. You know, so it's like, why are you reading too much? So that's just another story that actually exists that just wasn't passed down. But that's just to give you an idea, but like, look, if there's, you know, it's like me telling you 1 + 1 is 2. But yeah, someone tells you it's 3 and you're out there thinking it's 3 and telling people it's 3. But I'm like, nah, it's 2. You just looking like a fool because that mother, he finessing you. So it's like, that's all that's being happening. You know, it's happening. People getting finesse. It's like, don't get finessed. So you ain't gonna learn some shit like that. All you're gonna be is, you know, you're gonna be inside the box. And that's an IQ test saying there's a certain amount of dots that you gotta use, and you gotta make 4 lines without picking up the pen or the pencil. So it's like, it's not possible. You gotta go outside that box to extend that 4th line, to get that 4th line, using all dots. So that's why they say sometimes in life I want her to think outside the box. That's what they want you in, inside that box. But how you get inside that box is just like, man, you still in the box though. Real shit. You know, so it's just another story time that I wanted to do. You know, just on the follow. I got a lot of shit that I'm working on. You know, I got some music shit. I got some fucking vlogs I'm gonna be dropping. I got a lot of shit. It's just I just don't want to be dropping one shit and then have you thinking, but what else you got now? I constantly want to have shit back to back. It's crazy in the woods right now. Damn. I'm high like a motherfucker. So it's just my story time on the fall of Atlantis. So I got more videos. Check them out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on some real shit. And if you're a female, comment your number. Peace and love. JMA.